everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of Relegation Rescue at Renhe Beijing in the Chinese Super League. Welcome along. So we've reached the crunch point of the season. If we lose today, this particular series is over. We have 3 games remaining and we are 9 points from safety. Any slip-ups and we're done. Can we beat Huanghai today? Let's find out. Welcome back to Renhe Beijing, everybody. It's great to have you with me. If you've enjoyed this series, even in its complete and utter pain and misery for me, then please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Maybe click a like button on this episode, get me seen by lots more people. There'll be more episodes of new series to come, should I say, new series coming. So if this wasn't quite your bag, then maybe the next one will be, but this is Relegation Rescue, 1 half season. We take over halfway through the season to save whoever it was at the bottom of the table. This time round, it was Renhe Beijing in the Chinese Super League. And we have failed miserably, to be honest. It has been an absolute disaster and really, really hard. And today is crunch point. As I say, 3 games remaining of the season. We play 13th place Huanghai. So let's see if we can get some points from them. If we do not, even if we get a draw today, that is basically the series done. We cannot avoid this relegation and rescue them from it. And that will be the series over. So all fingers and toes and everything else crossed for today's performance. We really, really need a very good one. So, having reached this crunch point, I've decided to go back to the Gegenpress in the 4-2-3-1, not because it did particularly well for us, but because nothing else has done well for us either. And I think in a high-pressure situation, maybe this is the way to go. Just a personal choice of mine at this precise moment. No other real reason for it. Just before we get into the game itself, if we go and have a look at the schedule, you can see that the last game out, we did lose 3-0. Jiangsu beat us 3-0, just at the point where we were really needing some points. So this run of form that we've been on since taking over has been absolutely, utterly dreadful. It's almost embarrassing, but they just aren't good enough. They're in a division way beyond what they should be in, really, and we have really struggled. So one last go, 1 game today against Huanghai, just to see if we can get a good performance out of this group of players and take it to the final episode, maybe. Fingers crossed for that one. Anyway, other than the change of the formation and the style of play into the 4-2-3-1 in the Gegenpress, we haven't changed much of the personnel. We've got a couple of people out. Malumbi and Wang Weiwei have gone on international duty just at the wrong time, unfortunately, and I couldn't prevent them from doing so. And so they are out for today's game, which is unfortunate, especially from Malumbi, because he is basically one of our better players. He's one of our only good players, to be honest. What it's enabled me to do is bring a very aging now Alex Song into the midfield. There's lots of rules about foreign players. His physicals are absolutely dreadful, but hopefully his experience can help us today. The reason for anybody just joining us that we're in 2022 and not in the first season of FM21 is because whenever I do a relegation rescue, we always, at the end of it, move on to the next season in the game to go and find a new challenge. And the reason that we do that is purely and simply then we can't use all of the same transfers like free transfers, etc. if we're in similar leagues, because all of the free transfers are different as we move through a game. So it just means that the challenges are slightly more tricky. So we've already done a couple of relegation rescues on this particular save, and this is the current one. And it's awful. Anyway, positivity for today. Let's see if we can get a good performance out of this group of players, especially against a side that are only a couple above us in the league and haven't been doing particularly well themselves. So for today's match in the 4-2-3-1 Gegenpress setup, we're going with Yu in goal, Boyang at right back, Felipe at left back, Zhuan and Clayton in central defence, Song, Kang and Dunne in central midfield, Yu Feng on the right, Yong Jing on the left and Yang Yang up top, and a bunch more people on the bench. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So I haven't held back in the team talk. I've pumped my fists and thrashed them about and caused all sorts of problems in the dressing room and told them we need to win here to avoid direct relegation, and I expect you to do it. There's no doubts about this one today. We cannot afford to mess up again. I'm not completely convinced that we won't. We are away from home, of course, which doesn't help. So we are up against it. But today is the day for a very, very good performance if we can pull one out, just to keep that little bit of doubt in the teams above us. Of course, if either of the two teams above us as well win their game, whether we win or not, it also means that we will go down as well. So it's not just about our own game today, but we do only have to worry about ourselves, really. We can't really do anything about anybody else's performance, can we? So we'll have to wait and see how we get on. But it's going to be one of those games that's a little bit edgy. So far, though, we have had 3 shots at goal in the first 15 minutes, whilst none from our opposition at all from Huanghai. So that's boding pretty well to start the opening 20 minutes of the game. Excuse me. And then it goes quiet. Oh, this is not what we need at all, is it? 39, 40 minutes, no shots at goal that warrant a highlight, and we're going to get all the way through to half-time whilst seeing absolutely no action. And again, oh, it's dreadful, isn't it, really? It's just so dreadful. I'm kind of happy if this one goes, to be honest. And we can just put this one to bed, because this has been a dreadful experience for me in China. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed providing content for you that's completely awful in its way, because it's kind of entertaining, I guess, in a morbid kind of way. But it's been so blooming difficult to play because these players are not good enough and I can't get a tune out of them at all. So we're going to up it for the second half to very attacking. Why not? Doesn't make any difference, does it? We're going to go in, throw the water bottle. I'm far from pleased. Get them all back out there as soon as we go into the shouts and we fire them up. We've pushed them forward. We've got as much going for us as we possibly can. And it's just down to them now, isn't it, really, to see if they can open them up at all and get a shot away at goal that would be worth actually looking at in the highlights. 65 minutes gone suggests we're not even going to get that. At 70 minutes, we've had absolutely nothing to watch. So we're going to pause the game, make some personnel changes, probably a tactical change as well. We've got a problem at the back, so we'll take him out immediately, just because why would we want to keep somebody on there that's struggling so much? We've got a 6.3 from Kang in midfield, so he can come out and Peng can go in. And then we're going to take Yang Yang out and put Jun Zhan up top. And we're just going to play those players for the rest of the match. And then we're going to drop ourselves back into the vertical tiki-taka on the asymmetric formation, just because it's my preferred way to play the game, really. These players are not good enough to play it, but we've got nothing else to lose. We might as well give it something different than the gegenpress that obviously hasn't been working so far. So 20 minutes to go. Let's see if there's a highlight. What's your bets in the comments below? What do you reckon at this point? 10 minutes to go. Are we going to get a highlight? Oh, we did. We got a highlight, and it's for us at this point anyway. Bo Yang with a ball through to Jun Zhan. And he can't get it on target. Well, he got it on target. It hit the woodwork. And it goes out for a goal kick even. Not even a corner kick for us from a good save. And if that's as good as it gets, we are absolutely done and dusted in this particular series. That is it. We cannot avoid relegation now. A 0-0 draw, which, to be fair, I mean, is better than we've done. We've done most of this series, isn't it, really? So that's a fairly decent away performance. It just came too late. If we'd have done this 4 weeks ago against somebody and given ourselves a glimmer of hope, maybe. But it's just not good enough, was it? Again, to get us where we needed to be. So we'll just go with, you were unlucky. There's no point digging them out anymore, is there? They know that they've gone. There's nothing we can do about that now. there is the table, and we cannot get ourselves out of this relegation, and we have not rescued Renhe Beijing. So let's go through this and just get confirmation of that. Renhe Beijing relegated to the first division. Now, people have called for me to carry on and rebuild them in the first division and bring them back up again. Whilst I kind of would like to do that in a way, it's been such a bad experience being in China in that sense, in this particular series, that I don't think I can bring it on myself to do it. And to be honest, I want to focus on other things moving forward over the next few weeks as well. So we won't be doing it. And then we get the sack anyway. Renhe Beijing had enough. We were in charge for half a season. They sacked me anyway because we got relegated. The social feed says so. So we need to change what's on our social feed. And that really is it, isn't it? There is nothing else we can do, because we don't even have the job anymore. That is going to do it for this particular series. I tried everything. I tried rotating personnel. I tried different formations, different styles of play. I tried to bring new players in that transfer window in the middle of the season, but I just couldn't bring in the quality. The foreigner rule really restricted what we could do, because we already had foreigners, all of the foreigners that we could have in the club. We couldn't shift any of those out to create any money to buy anybody else. And the Chinese players that we could bring in just weren't good enough. So all in all, it's been very, very successful. Let me know if you've enjoyed the pain and misery in the comments below. I'm always interested to know what people think of the series, whether it's a successful one in terms of on the pitch or not. Is it entertaining for you to watch people go through the pain I have? It's been kind of fun in its way, but I can't say I'm going to miss Chinese football particularly, if I'm totally honest. But there we go. That's going to do it. So it also opens up a spot this week on Wednesday where we would have had another one of these episodes. I'm not going to put out a video on Wednesday, just so you know. My wife's off work this week just through some annual leave. And I'm just preparing some new series as well. So I won't be doing that. There will be a Tuesday, Thursday and Friday episode of something, though, this week, just so you know. And by next Monday, we'll be ready to go with a brand new series. So watch out for that. Friday, the video I put out on Friday will have all of the details of what we're going to be doing in the next few weeks moving forward. So make sure you check that one out. But until then, thank you so much for joining me for this adventure in the Chinese Super League. It's not a country that I've played in before. It was really hard. I kind of like at some point in the future to revisit it and see if I can find redemption here somehow. But it certainly won't be anytime soon, and we'll be going to pastures new very soon. So thank you for joining me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for all of the new series that are coming soon. Click that like button. Help me grow the channel even further if you can. Until next time, though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.